allowed Purge to be more flexible into a position to where he can pick up the tempo a little bit and just get more involved. Okay, so that's a little frame up for the series. We're gonna get right back into it, friends. Again, just a small controller issue, so everything should be good to go. And here are the head-to-head records on this map in particular. This kind of, again, just reestablishes the things that we're talking about. We're not dealing with the greatest rotation teams in the world. The break percentage, not great for LA Thieves. The big standout here is the fact that when rotations do come through, Vegas are very successful at putting together good points.
Yeah, rotations are going to be a key factor in this map, number one. But I'm pretty sure we were looking at the hardpoint metrics for stage 2. But did that really say LAT's break percentage is only 6? That means that they cannot find any success breaking into hill. So you better be the team early off the rotation.
Yeah, for real. Especially in a map like this. So, here we go. Breakoff comes through again. This time, Vegas, well, may have learned something.
Way better.
May have learned something as far as how Thieves like to play this breakoff. It's perfect up until this point. Ghosty does spawn out, though, so a little staggered opportunity for him to make a mess of this setup, but can't quite convert on the kills, and Vegas will stay in the hill.
All right, they get the read on the spawn, though, because Nero is so aggressive up through Mannequin. Instantly pushes out gas and flips those spawns for LAT to now spawn over towards Palace. All out mix fest in towards the P1, but it's at least Vegas Legion walk away with 13 seconds. LA trying to soak up as much time as they possibly can, but with only 20 seconds left, it's about that rotation over towards P2. Before the restart, it was Vegas Legion at least holding, not from the preferred side. This time it's going to be LAT trying to do the same.
Well, Ghosty, Nade will open things up through this long P2 street. You got Nasty soaking up all the scrap time, and I mean, Vegas' spawns are way out. So these two players here try to hit from the front. Not only do they need to keep their lives, but they need to get a read on what this Thief setup looks like. Geo will open up one through the middle of the map, but the rest of the flood from Vegas is all down right in towards Kremp's lap, and he will take down 2. So good efforts here from Thieves, getting some kills in front of the hill.
Yeah, good stuff from LAT. More specifically, Kremp finding that double to relieve that pressure on towards the point, but eventually Vegas Legion find the trades, able to break right on through the front, and also have attached going on the pinch. All of LA spawning towards the backside of Palace. You have to try to get out. At least you have some positioning with players onto the point, but Vegas Legion, they're going to have the numbers. They're going to try to reinforce and at least keep you off this time.
And I love this little micro route from Attach. He hits the pinch and then immediately backs up over towards the mid connector. And you can kind of see Thieves were like not fully recommitting into getting into the whole time just due to the fact that they weren't sure if Attach was still playing on the flank or not. So nice little focus concentration for Vegas to get their break over towards the scrap time at 2. Thieves pretty free on this rotation over towards 3, but we'll have a little bit of a scuffle here front laundry.
Oh, it's a big kill from Nero to at least start off the engagements. Geo finds one through the middle of the map. You already have players in the point if you are LAT, but you see those spawns. They're all the way across. Vegas Legion are going to spam the nades, spam the tags. After was about to get isolated, so the break is going to come in for Vegas Legion as they're going to be able to control this lead a little bit longer. Now it's all about pushing out the mid-map and just making it a lot more difficult for LA to even get close.
Yeah, and that feels like a bit of a miss right there from Thieves. I mean, you've got 3 ARs that are set up, 2 of which are watching this cross in towards P3, and none of them really even take shots to even test that break attempt from Vegas. So almost way too easy, and with that, Legion will grow their lead to nearly double the points. Kremp tries for a little bit of scrap time alongside Afro, which the pistol will work out, but the focus for Legion is to not give any of this time away if they don't have to. So a long battle here for P3. We look over towards the minimap, and Thieves will also be setting up around this courtyard point.
Oh, but there you go. At least the play out of Nasty. He was sitting at 0-9. Before the restart happened, he was at 0-5 as well, but now he's on a 4 streak, starting to turn up in the game. Unfortunately, he was one shot, so the double beatdown isn't going to come in, but now it's LAT's opportunity to soak up time at P4. When we casted them in their last series, this is one thing that they were really good at doing, which caught me off guard. As they're already the team initially in towards the point. We know how hectic the spawns start to get over towards this P4 HP. One spawns left, one spawns right. A couple players over towards Palace, but it's still LAT holding on for 20 uncontested seconds.
Yeah, you can see exactly what the mentality is here for Thieves. I mean, Afro just plays on the front side of the hard point, watches the crossover towards Palace while his teammates who spawn Palace take the long route back towards Waterside. So they kind of avoid having to play for these parallel spawns, which lead to some really nasty engagements. And I mean, this is flawless from Thieves. And finally, they get Afro out of the hard point, but he just soaked up about 40 seconds for free.
Yeah, you take that. You take that because it definitely catches Vegas off guard. You were not expecting him to soak that much time off of that hill, but now it's all about that rotation. Vegas Legion are going to be on the preferred side over towards P5. You currently have gas control, but how do LAT decide to break it? We did see that clip where Ghosty is always going for a team nade and already starting one on Nasty.
Not what you want. Slows this down pretty considerably. Geo watching over the middle of the map, attach on his left side. Only a 1-for-1 trade for now in the hard point. Purge. Not the gunfight that you want to see a loss on. So now it's really just Attach who keeps his life. Spawns will be a bit staggered here for Vegas. Kills looking decent as Nero's having himself a burner. 4 in a row, 15 and 6. And with that, Legion find the rebreak.
Yeah, Legion going to be able to find the break. But you see the spawns now for LAT. 2 through the front, 2 through the back. This is definitely going to catch them off guard. As Kremp and Ghosty are going to come behind enemy lines, find the break on towards the end of this P5. And with only 20 seconds left, how much does Geo decide to contest this? Because we do not have the preferred spawns that we want for the next hill, at least initially. But you know, it's only a 10-point game. They're going to be able to tie this one up at the end of this one.
Absolutely the case. Attach also looking for an early cruise missile on 5 in a row. I mean, this just feels like what it's always been, though, for Vegas. Attach and Nero. Attach and Nero. Just through and through, they have dominated in respawns. And you're having another one from Purge where you look at it and say, brother, come home. Try to keep up a touch. Attach looking for number 6. Afro tagged, but not going to be dealt with. The rest of Vegas still focused on breaking this large lead right through middle. Kills are decent, and here we go. Now an opportunity for Vegas to work their way through. Attached still looking for kill number 6, and finally is able to tally it as Vegas work their break through the P1.
Yeah, he's able to get it, and now with that spawn coming in from Geo, now you instantly turn around because you know all of LA are going to spawn over towards Gas. So can he keep this streak alive? So he's going to try to cut off the middle of the map. Afro sitting in towards DVD, but it's time for Attach to continue to slay. He's only able to take down 1 as LAT doing a great job of holding the hill. Kremp again gets the better of Purge. Yeah, we got to start turning up. Those are gunfights we can't lose.
100%. A little 3 spree brings the KD back to manageable terms, but Kremp is having his way. Also on a 3 spree of his own. Vegas will be on the backside of Tractor as we open up this construction hardpoint. Pinch dealt with as Nero finds Ghosty lingering through courtyard, and then Attach cleans up some action over the middle of the map, and that will be good for a very solid hold in construction for the Legion.
Yeah, and this is where Vegas Legion, they had the great setup last time around. Can they do it again? So you have been map control, and keep in mind, no players are deciding to be aggressive up through broken. They're keeping all their crossfires right at this tank because they know how difficult it is for LAT to try to break on in. Trophy systems now get blown up, so you can use your tax if you are LA, but it's still gunfights, still a lot of time being soaked up here by Geo.
Really well done by Geo. Afro able to find a little bit of damage, but immediately cleaned up as Nero tries to turn that into a clean double. Not quite the case, but lots of damage means that Attach can try to challenge, but he gets locked into place by a stun. Nasty finds the kill. Still a battle here for the last 20 seconds or so. Geo just watching over the top. Trades coming through. Thieves will step in from the front. Attach wants to give this one more good hit, and he will be able to at least keep this neutral. So we're going to rotate over to 3. Keep your eye on Purge. He's all the way in the back. Perfect time to see how they use this position with the Legion listening.
Okay, they're gonna be side DVD door.
Alright, guys, we gotta go mid.
Yeah, I'll go left with you.
I'm working left here. No, don't see. Dead.
Nice. Good shit.
He's probably streaking and working
DVD
something, I
crimp,
think.
DVD crimp. One shot, one shot, one shot.
I'm looking for him.
He
DVD,
is dead,
nice
dead,
shot.
I can streak you. I'm gonna streak here. I'm gonna streak here, okay?
Do it.
Yeah, her.
Top
Stay
shot,
alive,
top
stay
shot,
alive,
watching
stay alive.
coffin.
One's in coffin, one in rugs, 2 in rugs, 2 one time, 2 rugs, 2 times.
I'm going back door.
I got one on time.
Nice, I have 2.
No time.
Rug dead.
Let's go time, let's go time. They're all palace, they're all palace. Child's got time, Child's got time. Fly.
Here, I'm going fast. I'm blocking.
I'm on bridge.
Behind me, spawn behind me.
I throw that front.
Nice, one of these guys spawn
Bridge,
out.
bridge.
Still
Guys
back
are back nasty. I spawned out with these guys.
Nice, going.
Dead.
Am I still spawn on me?
AC.
He's absolute ACD crimp.
They spawned on me.
I'm
They spawned me.
disappointed. I
Yeah,
think
you're
it's
fine.
still.
Crimp was ACD.
block on
Yes.
spawn.
Yes, I'm blocked. We're good.
2 more in the spawn on me, bros.
Looking at couches.
Okay, 2 more palace. Are we still missing one?
No, I don't think so. I'm going in
Let's go
P1
P1
here.
tank.
Where's P1 tank?
There's 2 P1 tank. 2 P1 tank.
I heard.
Rough and rain.
After one
Not right on
time,
me.
dead. Nice.
Nice.
One
One
time,
more
one could be P1 tank.
Okay, yeah, he's definitely gonna be P1 tank.
Sure.
Trying to flank
That's
dark.
my time. Behind AC.
Red.
P1 tank, P1 tank,
I'm
follow.
trying.
Mid tank, crimp. He's dead. He's dead.
I got time.
I got time. 2 1 off street.
Calm
Calm down, we have everything.
Mid court one shot. He's absolute on their left wall.
Yeah, I'm staying down.
Nasty's the right wall.
ER kills, guys. I need another one mid wall.
Nasty's the right wall still. The right wall
He'll
still.
play for this streak's heavy. I have left. I already have it. Yeah, I told that. Okay, good shit.
Mid wall, the cramp.
You guys are all going left.
It's okay. Don't tweak.
Yo, send me tank one shot.
Just hold for kills.
Hold
Hold
for
for
kills.
kills.
Tank on me.
There's nothing right on me.
I like time. Yeah, I help time. I have your left. I have your left.
He's in the deep right corner time. I can't shot him, bro. Deep straight corner.
Deep right corner. One shot. One shot. One shot. One shot.
Tank one shot. Send me tank one shot.
I have your right
Close
corner.
right on me. Weak. Close right on me. There's 2 close right.
P1 tank,
Close right.
P1 tank.
Trash.
Yeah,
P1 tank.
P1
Yeah,
tank.
P1 tank is there for me.
Let's get
I'm
shot.
on time.
I'm on fire truck.
That is be left. We're on time
I
somewhere.
have left. I
I don't know
have
where.
Let's get shit.
I got time.
Yeah, I got right.
Afro first guy, guys. I'm blocking for me.
Mixy. But boy, Jay, I mean, I was just saying it there a moment ago. Thieves may be one of the best teams in the game right now finding time on P4. They're continually not just soaking good hardpoint time, but they're forcing Vegas to have to step forward to deal with it.
And that's the reason why they currently have the lead that they do. Only up by 10 points, though, so you are forced to find a break in towards P5. Keep in mind, Geo at the same time during the listen was able to earn a cruise missile. So how can you decide to break on in? You have to get past Attach, who finds himself on another 5 streak. He's 28 and 11. I know you were saying it's always narrow and Attach, but what Geo and Purge bring to the team is just consistent plays, the dirty work, to allow these Slayers to be Slayers. And Attach now earns himself another cruise missile. Vegas take the lead, and now all of LA trying to break through the front.
I mean, we're dealing with just God mode Attach right now. Flat out 30 and 12. Another cruise, as you mentioned. Good control around the hard point. A little bit of search and hunt right now going on for Vegas. Oh, yeah, we didn't get to see all Krebs player cam right there, but I'm sure the final part of that reaction wasn't positive. Scrap time going to be largely earned by Vegas. They'll hold a marginal lead, but Vegas off spawn looking to cook around the mid-side P2 tank.
Yeah, they're already sitting at 218. You have 2 cruise missiles to work with as well, so this game most likely will end at this P2. You have Nasty setting up a pinch, finds the timing to get past Purge. I was trying to find that kill as well, but screw that one. I'm going to go for the one mid-cut and then come back for the guy in towards the courtyard. Great plays out of Nasty. He finds himself on another 4 with LAT soaking the time.
Here we go again, though. Purge spawns outside the play. If there was ever a time for him to make his presence known, it'd be right here, right now. Gio going to support this with the cruise missile being called in. Nero following up with kills, and they actually just essentially chalked the cruise missile. No need with the kills that come through for Legion, so they jump back onto the hard point time, and now it's Thieves off to the races. They have to break through the old time and stretch over towards the second hill.
You have to find a couple kills to even make that happen. Has Gio and Attach combined with 2 again through the middle of the map. Final 10 potentially going to be theirs. It's going to be a little bit of a late contest here from Afro, but it's going to be all of Vegas Legion set up for the next hill. Only 20 seconds till they call game, and if it gets a little shaky, keep in mind Attach still got that cruise missile.
And look at the forward position here. Gio's just guarding mid-map. Attach putting his feelers out over towards Broken. It's just costing so much time, but the kills are pretty clean and they're pretty quick. Here comes Thieves, all 4 members for the break attempt. Nero and Purge, the last 2 left alive. 5 seconds is all they need. Kills are there, and wow, absolutely perfect on rotation. Thieves can do no more, and with that, Gio pops off. Feeling the energy for the Vegas camp.
Okay, Gio, I see you, baby. He said my controller didn't work in that first replay, but it worked this time around, and I got it done. As that young man alongside Attach just take over with those ARs, but you earn a couple cruise missiles, you win a couple rotations, and then the second time at that P4, you do not allow LAT to soak up a lot of that time. They were just completely outslaying LAT from start to finish of that game. The fact that they were in that game was due to the great plays that they made at that P4 HP. But other than that, it was all Vegas Legion. Properly off the rotations, set up to make sure they gained much needed time. And then that P2 setup was perfect. LAD could not find a way opening through the front end, which is very difficult to do. Great stuff from Vegas Legion to start off 1-0.
And I love the call, too, just to, again, utilize Purge off that kind of weird staggered spawn where he comes in, clears out P1. Everyone else for Vegas spawns back towards Palace. So it's like, hey, we've got good forward position. Let's really use that and just add a little bit of insult to injury here to make sure that Thieves are having a real difficult time finding their way through P1 and then over to P2. But like you mentioned, look at the slaying. I mean, we're dealing with almost 330 bombs for the side of Vegas. And to be fair, Purge did step back up, 4,400 damage, 8 assists. So give him some credit where credit is due there, especially in that last rotation.
Yeah, he was making plays, man. Those crucial gunfights, like you said, when he's the player spawning on the pinch, he was at least finding that opening kill. As we got to the end of that P1, that cruise missile was simply for information. When you get a player spawning on the pinch, he gets that free opening first blood. And then everyone else now is scattered in towards the building, so you just isolate them one by one. But Vegas Legion, they dominated the slaying. They took over the game towards the very end of this one, because you can see it was back and forth. LA had the lead for quite some time, from P4 to P4. But when they got to the P5, changed to the P1, that's when Gio and Attach started going on some streaks. They were able to close out this game 1. I expect nothing less from Vegas Legion, especially the way that they've been looking to stage 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of want to throw this foreshadowing point out there if we do see a map number 4, which, to remind you guys all at home, it would be a Rio. Is there any encouragement in terms of the fact that, hey, this was still only a 40-point game, considering that Thieves got heavily outslayed? Does that give you anything to kind of look forward to in terms of if this does go forward, maybe there's an extra lifeline there based on how they play around the objective? Or does that make you worry more, considering it's Rio and we often see teams that outslay dominate?
Yeah, it makes me worry a little more, especially with the way that Afro played in this game number 1. Like, Afro is their main SMG player. He only put up 2,800 damage going double negative. and you only lose by 50. But on a map like Rio, we watched them play it, and they got steamrolled by Optic Texas. So all their stats on everything on that map are basically dead last. But on the opposite side for Vegas Legion, they love themselves some Rio. Rio S&D, Rio HP. They had a really close one versus Toronto. That's the only loss that they suffered. So they're basically undefeated on the map besides that one. They have been enjoying some Rio. So I think if you are LAT, you need to be able to respond on this search and destroy because, like I said, they managed to ban their invasion control, their bread and butter in game mode number 3. So if you can't come out and win this invasion search and destroy, which is a good one for you, it's going to be very difficult to even try to get to that map number 4.
Yeah, okay. I like the call. Just a conversation point that, you know, again, I think that, you know, the desk was pretty right to assume that this one will likely go at least 4 maps, if not maybe more than that. Although I will say, and just for what it's worth, play both sides of the fence here, if this ends up being a clean 3-0 series for Vegas, I think that puts some considerable weight on what they may be able to do come the major. Again, their schedule may not have been the most difficult, but like you mentioned, you play up against a Toronto, you give them a pretty good go, and then you find ways to clean up the opponents that you should be. Could be very positive in terms of speaking about them and their prospects for a major 2. But let's dig into this invasion search and destroy because, you know, it's interesting. Both teams have gotten like very opposite success points. Like Vegas #1 in overall getting the bomb down, but Thieves #2 in not allowing the bomb to go down. So this very well may be not necessarily just focus off of the opening duels, but more so about who plays the objective better.
Yeah, because one team is great on the defensive end, one team is great on the attacking end, but at least if you are Vegas Legion, one thing that you need to work on, you get that bomb plant down the best on invasion search and destroy, but it's all about your post plants. When you get that bomb down, you have to put yourself in a setup to win the damn round, but you're sitting at overall 7th in post plant scenario, so that means you're easily getting retaken or you're getting ISO'd in certain situations that are catching you off guard, and it's perfect for LAT because, like you said, they're the #1 retaking team. They only allow the bomb plant to go down once in a blue moon, the second best at doing that. And then they're also just one of those defensive squads that don't really give you a lot off the rip of the game. So I think if you are LA, you have to stay strong on defense. And if you are Vegas, it's just more about those post-plant setups when you get that bomb down.
Well, perfect setup as we will be spawning on those sides that we're talking about. Vegas on the offense, Thieves on the defense. Little aggressive setup here from Kremp, just playing a bit forward over towards this front lobby. Nero thought about it, but maybe was just playing for some sound cues to bait out some information. He doesn't get anything, so Vegas off of that opening setup will take their focus over towards B.
Yeah, and they use all the info that Gio was able to give them. He spots no one cross through the back lines of that B bomb, so instant rotation at this site. No trophy system, so that smoke grenade is going to be valuable as the bomb is now going to get planted. Thieves, let's see if that retake still stands strong.
All Purge gets stunned and ooh. Try to take the pixel peek away from LA Thieves. Bomb planted. Now again, here we go. Can they get themselves a post-plant setup? Nasty's nade over the top, catches Nero doing who knows what outside front of the tank. Gio picking up the pinch, followed by Afro. Attach playing super deep, and this is all about can Attach find one more before Purge is double chowed. May not matter. Purge deals a lot of damage, but he's running out of ammunition and running out of life. Off the regen, off the reload. Chance to reset this. Shots over towards Afro. Decent, but not good enough. And there's plenty of time for Thieves to secure the defuse.
That's a good retake right there from LA. They saved their tax. They were able to get Nero off the site and forced him to challenge something he probably wasn't expecting to. You find the first blood. You find the trade through dark. And then the fact that Ghosty is not going to fall to that 2-piece double play out of Purge just simply stays alive for Afro to get back into the play and set up the proper pinch as Afro finds 3 on a round. Okay, young man, that's how you do it, Marcus, to have a response after not having the best map #1. You get 3 in round #1.
Yeah, we love to see it. Immediate bounce back. And again, hey, we framed it up. Bomb gets planted, post-plant not there. Thieves, once again, good on their retakes. So this is going to be maybe where we see the big difference maker. Both these two teams on these sides, Thieves on the offense, Vegas on the defense, not as strong as their opposing side. So what does the setup look like here? Afro SMG in hand. Expect him to try to get aggressive here at Broken, and that's indeed the case. Stuns himself forward. That's enough to clear out this B Street, at least largely.
This is a lot of information already gained. No one going to be pushed out in towards Broken. Afro's going to get put back down in towards Broken with only 8 HP. Just simply stay alive, but are they going to decide to ISO over towards Gio? You also have a touch watching that cross through mid-dark. Just trying to make it a little bit easier for his team, but LAT, they have slowed this one down. Just trying to get a read of what Vegas are doing.
Trophy system denies the stun out of Nasty. And keep your eye on what Nero may do here, depending on what information Attach can transmit. He is in a spot where he could pop the door at lobby and maybe find a freebie here through mid-map. SMG in hand, don't want to get too frisky. You also got Ghosty watching the outside. Here's a couple of shots that come through, and that's enough for Nero to say my position's now completely exposed. Back up a little bit and try to reestablish this A defense, which is being tested.
Yeah, and there's only 25 seconds left, so Attach is going to be able to find the first blood. Nero sneaks his way in towards the closet, and now he's potentially going to find a second. No, the trade is going to be there from Kremp, so 2v2 with only 15 seconds left. You have to commit towards the bomb plant.
Oh, but Thieves are looking for the kill onto Attach. He's completely repositioned. There's the leg shots from Geo. Stops the plant from coming through. Oh, great rotation. And you kind of saw it there for a moment. We got Geo's POV, but Attach, who was taking shots over through that waterside street, backs up completely. And the hunt from the Thieves just goes completely amiss as Attach is already out of there.
Yeah, they were just thinking like, okay, we're going to take mid-tank control. He's most likely going to be playing around that A-bomb site in one of those little corners, but the fact that Nero gives his positioning in towards Cafe, it forced LAT to play a lot slower because now they have min-map control. They already pushed up aggressively, and you know there's crossfires through the mid-tank, so they had to try to work for Nero, and unfortunately with that much time wasted, just not enough time to work that bomb plant. As Vegas Legion secure the defense, back to the attacking side they go. LAT showing a different look this time on defense.
Geo, though, did see at least Afro cross. Nasty also made his move through dark. Looks like he stayed concealed, though. Interesting smoke placement here, trying to isolate this water street with nades beyond it, and doesn't fully work out for any information nor damage, but it would put some pressure on Thieves, and the re-wrap back into lobby. Kremp was trying to get aggressive to try to feel things out, and he gets punished.
Yeah, those are the gunfights that Nero lives for. Slide right into your chest. Up close and personal with the rival 9. Finds that first blood. He's ended up finding a second as well. So instant 4v2. The bomb is now going to start getting rotated over towards B. Afro at least does take down 1. They were not expecting him in this position, but Nero finds a third. Now it's all on the Ghosty. 1v3.
And he's got to worry about everything. You don't know if this is a B commit or if it's a cross back over to A. Does see Nero on the cross, so at least he knows this will be a B play. But, I mean, from this position, 1v3, it's just... you have to win some unbelievable 1v1s, and that will not happen in any form. Vegas, once again, get the bomb planted. This time they convert it.
Yeah, it was on the back of Nero. This time finding 3. Isolates players in towards the Cafe, and it continues to work up through the middle of the map. As Purge lines it up with the AR onto Ghosty. Great shots to knock him off of that heady. But Vegas Legion now up 2-1. And I think for LAT, one thing that really stood out to me was that on their attacking rounds, they are great when they get the bomb down. 100% in post-plant scenarios. But the thing that they struggle with is finding first bloods. Overall, 11. So you're going to get the bomb down, but you got to be able to open up with the first blood, especially on attacks.
Yeah, absolutely the case. Kind of one leads to the other, right?
Yeah.
Little cause and effect situation. You get the first blood, you likely get the bomb planted. But if you can't find one, you're not going to find the other more often than not. And look at this from Purge. He's going to see at least the corner of Afro, and maybe he saw the tail end of another. Whoa, how about Nero almost? Gets the prediction onto both, but only goes 1 for 1. And then Purge actually does get isolated out of that spot front DVD. So numbers now leading to Thieves working around this A site.
Yeah, Purge started off by giving that info to Nero, knowing that he was jumping up and checked that spot in towards Cafe. So he found the first blood, but instantly traded. Now Vegas Legion in a 3v2. Attach might have found the timing. He's going to work up the A street, find the free first, can't find the second. He was still a little weak, but now the play is going to be over towards that A-bomb, and Geo knows.
This is all about, does he predict this right side corner, trying to clear it. Nasty goes a little elevated, but he still finds Afro. Sweeps away, but not enough to avoid the gunfight. Almost. But Thieves, numbers too strong. Take their offensive win.
They were able to trade efficiently. Once that first blood went down, they traded Nero and then also find the free kill onto Purge. So in the 3v2, you're now forcing a couple players for Vegas Legion to try to shut down that bomb plant. And with the numbers that they had, they were just in trade scenarios. As in the 2v1, tucked in that nice little corner towards the mid-tank. Didn't allow Gio to spot him, but is able to put himself in a position to find the trade. Back and forth free goal, all tied up at 2.
Okay. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. How about this, though? Thieves aggressive in towards A. Ghosty playing forward. Kremp taking an early angle as everyone, I think, was looking Ghosty's direction. Kremp gets a freebie, and now you back up into a very stable 4v3 defensive setup.
Yeah, this is perfect. You know that Nero loves to get aggressive every single time through Mannequin, so this time you make the aggression go to him. Open up that first blood, and now Vegas Legion, with only a minute left, have to wrap back and work towards that bomb plant. As you still have a couple players gaining info up towards the B street, but they know we cannot commit to that side and open up this deep flank, so we have to go over towards A. Let's see what we can find at mid.
Nades over towards Tank, not going to connect onto Afro. you'd have to think the only reasonable play available is to isolate here at tank, and Afro just slips into his smoke. Purge does get through, but largely speaking, this almost was going to be fine for Afro, but Gio gets 2? Absolutely no way. So now from a 4v3 to a 3v2 situation, Ghosty sees attached but elects to not take the gunfight. Instead, he tracks down Purge at mid-map, and surely this is enough for Nasty to rotate over.
Yeah, you got to get this bomb down, though, if you are Vegas Legion, because time is starting to dwindle down, and Ghosty at least evens up the numbers, makes it a 2v2. Potentially set up Nasty to find the kill on bomb. Now it's attached left in a 1v2.
But his position is completely concealed. Nasty looking over the middle of the map. Ghosty from courtyard, and shots are decent. Horse is attached to reposition, and Nasty tracks him down perfectly. Wow, initially you think Gio maybe saves the round, but it's Ghosty on the other side to retaliate and get Thieves to 3.
Yeah, the good thing is that Ghosty, he gained the information early on to attach, but with only 25 seconds left, you know that the play has to come in towards A. We can't go for the bomb planet. We have to get the guy that's watching over him. So winning that one-on-one versus Gio sets up Nasty to find the trade onto Purge, and in the 2v1, that's where you originally spotted attach on that right side. So you isolate him and you clutch up on the round. Another successful retake out of the Thieves and the man disadvantage. They get it done to now take the lead a little bit by 3-2.
4 in a row for Nasty as well on top of that, so potential for streaks here depending on how this offensive round goes for Thieves. Double hit set up for the defense of Legion over towards that mid-lobby position again. A bit forward from Gio, but he's got himself safe with the trophy system nearby. And wow, he doesn't just get a couple of shots deep, he also takes down Afro up close and personal. Attach is also watching for any follow-up here if there is a cross in towards the site. And keep your eye on number 7. Nero has got freedom to maybe move on the flank.
Oh, they're instantly trying to just get this bomb down. Smoke is going to be able to cut off attach, so it's going to be a 3v3 on the retake. How do Vegas Legion decide to break on in? She's going to have Nero going into the deep pinch. Actually, everyone going into the deep pinch. And LAT, they're perfectly set up to read this play.
The thing is, they didn't have anyone watching that dark cross, so this is just, can Legion overwhelm quickly with this surprise hit from back? Nasty pinned in the corner. Does he go 1 for 1 here? That would be incredible. And he does get kill number 5 on a single point of help. There's no one to follow up, and finally the kill comes through. 2v2. Thieves can reposition, though, to deal with this hit from the Legion. They know exactly where attach is coming from. Just comes down to, can they isolate? And yes, they can. Beautiful play from Nasty to get one, stay alive as long as he did.
Yeah, that's all he needed to do. Because once you have a player towards tractor and a player towards cages, that's a very difficult setup to break into. As Nasty does not earn the cruise whistle, but he earns the round for his team. Great plays from LAT to ISO Gio over towards the B side, use the smoke, instantly put the bomb down, and then not even have to worry about the flank because of the setup that they were in. 100% on post plants, and they show it there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff. And I love the idea from Legion. It kind of felt almost phase-esque when it comes to trying to hit that retake. The only difference is they don't have anyone through dark. They try to just completely overwhelm it from the back. Just not quite quick enough. So pivotal round here in this search and destroy. Vegas on the offense. Looking to maybe go with a little bit of aggression here towards B Street. No one's watching this mid-dark cross at the moment. Stuns and nades going Nasty's direction. He'll retaliate with some of his own. And finally, we've got Kremp kind of watching this cross. Purge tempting the fates if he wants to make a play for this. I mean, Vegas are fully stacked and loaded. Just comes down to when they hit the go call. Nade's following through. There's Nero. They get the information on Kremp, and now it's just a decision of actually, can they isolate Nasty?
Oh, they're trying, but Nero unfortunately does get stunned. They were able to shoot the trophy systems out, try to isolate Nero, but now the team, the reinforcements are going to be here. As all of LA, they attack through the back end. Afro's not going to slow down. He has a freebie through the mid tank, and that's going to be the round. Great plays right there out of LA. Too far on the left side of the street. So at that point, you're thinking if you're Vegas Legion, we can nade this guy out. Nero gets him one shot, but then there's more of the tacticals get invested from LA to keep him alive. And that's all they needed to do was just keep him alive till the reinforcements got there, and then it was all of LA after that, as they now put themselves at game point.
Clean stuff. I'd be curious to know, was that a Thieves stun that came through to lock?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Okay. If so, it's one that went over the top of the buildings, and it's pretty fortunate to land. Kremp will back up, find the bomb. Left and spawn a little longer than we would have normally anticipated, but no harm done, as Vegas will set up a very heavily concentrated defense over through the middle of the map. Nero trying to get aggressive in towards DVD, but once again gets punished.
Oh, and that's a first blood this time for the first time on the attacking side for LA. So already in the man advantage. Just gotta try to pick apart this setup from Vegas Legion. Attach, evens up the numbers, makes it a 3v3, and that's gonna be the bomb player. So now if you are LA, you have to work towards that and eventually try to read this setup because Vegas are moving around.
It looks like they know Ghosty may have stretched in towards P3 here at the bus stop. There's the confirmation of it. Oh, and the wall bang comes through. Purge just able to slip away. So no trade. And that's set up for Thieves over towards A Street. I don't know if they just didn't wait long enough for the smoke to embellish it, but that's almost a little bit too free for Vegas, and now they've got numbers.
Yeah, now they got numbers. Great read out of Purge to just play that patient. Now with only 20 seconds left, you just spot Avril the fire tank. You have to know the play's coming in towards A. Purge strikes first. He's able to take down one, but now it's after left in a 1v3 and gets taken down by Attach. Thought it was a great start to the round by LAT, finding that first blood onto Nera and towards DVD, but at that point, we know that they love to play around that A side. Attach is always playing Water Street. Purge tries to assist him over to the map. Geo's the only one that plays over towards B. Probably do not want to commit up to that Water Street side, especially with the smoke the way that it was.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, that had to have been an LA offensive smoke that came through. I don't know if they just moved quicker than when the smoke popped or what it was, but I mean, looked like Vegas had full information on what was coming, plus the first blood through it, at least the return on the first blood through it. But still a long way to go here for Vegas. Can they stretch them together? A little bit of information through mid-map. Attach was trying to assist just in case anyone from Thieves did pop their head out a little bit longer than you would have expected. Nero through mid. We'll clear out lobby. And the only real question mark here is, do they have enough utility to break through this trophy system backside tank? And do they get a read on Afro playing really far forward here?
Oh, unfortunately, Nero gets caught again as the first blood goes to LA. Now it slows down the push from Vegas Legion. That's your most aggressive player. We have to try to work through the middle of the map. They're trying to ISO Kremp, but unfortunately he's just going to stay alive and allow his teammates to look over him. The time is starting to dwindle. Eventually the play has to come in for Vegas Legion. With Geo still getting a lot of information towards B, it might be the play called a rapid.
Oh, and I don't know if Purge was fully regened right there, but it looked like Thieves were wondering and maybe worried that he had pushed through that smoke. Not the case. Pops up on the other side of it. And now Geo gets isolated. Nice little turnaround to pick up the player at dark. And honestly speaking, that's pretty clean from Thieves. A couple of rounds that I think Nasty single-handedly just stays alive longer than he maybe should have. And that helps Vegas, or pardon me, Thieves kind of quell the hits coming out of Vegas. But regardless, through and through, really nice stuff from LA.
Oh yeah, they dominated on the defensive end. They only needed 1 to 2 attacking rounds and they got it done with ease. Great pressure over towards that B bomb, just getting the bomb down and then play your close plans. But every single time on defense, when it needed to retake. First round, 4v4 at B, they got it done. 2v3 at A, they got it done. They just know a little bit more on that defensive end to walk away with this map victory. 6-3 is the final score. Chopsticks out of Afro. What a bounce back game from him.
Yeah.
But multiple first
Really
bloods
clean.
onto Nero really shut them down because that's your most aggressive player. He's your play caller. He's your playmaker. He's the guy that's always going to give that early information with that SMG. But when he gets picked apart, that forces Vegas Legion to play a little bit slower, especially with the 2 ARs that they have in Attach and Geo. It's not going to be easy, especially on a map like Invasion. Series tied at 1 now.
Yeah, it kind of felt like, what, 3 out of the last 4 rounds, Nero was first blooded?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not 100% confident on that, but it's kind of how it felt. So we will get the high-rise control, of course, but then also we were foreshadowing about it at the end of the Invasion Hardpoint. Rio will also still be here for map number 4, and then what could be a very interesting 5th map if we do get to high-rise. Of course, we don't want to bite off more than we can chew right now. We'll talk about that later, but when we come back on the backside of the break, high-rise control. See what happens. Don't go far. We'll be right back.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
I mean, I just want to show everyone why we're the best team in the world, and I think we've been putting up a lot of hard work.
Stun will hit
Just a BC does a good job not giving him the one-on-one, then gets his head ripped, hits some great shots. Awakening tagged down to weak, but it's Awakening that's able to win it. That is a clutch and a half in round one.
Purge, he found the right moment to snap, and trades are gonna be there. Purge gets the double kill as well.
Purge gonna hold it down from the top right side. He was the one that really broke through over towards P1, and he might be the reason that Vegas Legion win this game.
With kills early, Wallbang's coming through, 38 HP for Abizi. He's dodging.
Sometimes you just gotta try different strats. As Abizi, yeah, he's up to 8 quickly.
There's another one.
A little bit too late.
Another 10 spree and an ace. Too easy for Mr. Abizi. That is disgusting and also can't happen. Shotzzy, when he's in his bag, bro, it is so fun to watch. Like, there is a rhythm and a rhyme to his gameplay, and it's a blast.
And well, he's gonna call it a cruise right away. Flies on down, hits the speed boost.
He may be the most entertaining player in the CDL, and he's dropping some of the biggest numbers. So Ultra players, it looks like they're going to 4-man group up together and work.
Troz has found 2 in the middle of the map with the Renetti. He's going to find the 3rd as well. Troz are lighting up the kill feed. And letting the phase, sending us to around 11.
Honestly, it's just us in Toronto, but as you've seen, we just 3-0'd them, so I think they're and we're on top.
Welcome back, all you crazy COD fans. We are locked into what looks to be probably a promising series here. 1-1 after the first 2 maps. Pretty tight hard point. Search and destroy, maybe a little bit more favoring towards Thieves overall, which leads us to a high-rise control. But before we start to talk into that, hey, if you're enjoying the games, I mean, I know we have a lot of storylines about who the top 4 are right now. You're to find out if you head on over to Miami. So make sure you scan that QR code, get your tickets now if you have not done so. I know we've been hitting it a lot, but trust me, friends, if you've not been to a COD event, there may not be a better one ever than to go to Miami on spring break with great COD in front of you. Come on, Jay. I'm here for that.
That's the best, Alan. We're talking about a lot of events where we're just going to places that are really, really cold. But finally, we are going to Miami, which is going to be steaming hot. Like you said, during spring break, we got Call of Duty, we got everything. So make sure you guys try to make your way out if you can.
All right, here we go. Let's jump on into the high-rise control again. Not the most amount of reps here for either of these 2 teams, but again, there's a lot of defensive statistics that I think will lead us to really focusing on whoever spawns there, try to fulfill the things that have been successful for them. In particular, I'm looking at Vegas. They've been great at kind of valuing their lives and coming out with a huge life deficit when it comes to their defensive side, whereas on the other side, LA Thieves defensively have been really good at not allowing tick progression to come through. So it's kind of, again, 6 of one, half a dozen of another, as we have Thieves starting off off of the defense, and Vegas taking their attentions down towards bottom blue.
So what you're telling me, Alan, it's probably going to come down to whoever can put up more segments or even win an attacking round. It's going to be Vegas Legion to start it off, and this is something that they do struggle with. They simply get outslayed by 12 kills every time on the attacking side, so that's got to be your main focus. Just maintaining the mid-map control and slaying with the best of them, as it's already 28-28 in lives remaining. Purge finds himself crucial in a position to where he can potentially find a couple players in towards the spawn, but once he falls, LAT find all the kills, and now Vegas Legion forced to fight their way out of spawn.
And this looks familiar if you're a Thieves fan. They love to just control lanes and then try to get forward. And again, just milk the clock for all it's worth. Already down to 45 seconds on the clock, and there's really no presence on either zone or even near a zone right now for Vegas, as they're getting completely destroyed. So great start here from Thieves. Nero, a small consolation kill over towards top row Pain, which goes who's quick to pick up on. Long range shots are nasty on towards Geo, and the last one left is attached, just trying to spin his way backside elevator. Not going to work out, and this has been a masterclass by the Thieves.
They just can't get out. Keep in mind, LAT, they're currently 0-4 in this stage in control. Practice has been hitting different these last couple of days, though, because they're coming out slaying. Already up by 10 lives. Not a single segment going in favor of Vegas Legion. Afro knows someone has to try to make a play through underground. You're able to cut down Purge, and with only 5 seconds left, I don't even know if Vegas Legion left the spawn. Like, they just got trapped to start a finish of that round. What a dominant display of a defense. LAT go up 1-0.
And now you've got 2 players that are either 1 or 2 kills off of a cruise missile early for Thieves. How pivotal could that be towards trying to secure some early offensive success? Also, you got to kind of ask the question, does that modify their break off? Can you find a way to kind of bait and switch to confirm 1 or 2 of these streaks? We'll see, but that is as good as it gets if you're looking at Thieves defensively.
Oh, yeah. Now if you're going on the attacking round, all you need is 1 segment to be up in the second column, because it was a shutout in that round number 1. So like you said, a couple players working towards some streaks. They could do no wrong on that the first defensive side, as Afro opens up with the nade. There goes the cruise missile in the back pocket. And now they have a lot of map control to work with, because you're going to slow down the rest of Vegas Legion. We cannot afford to go forward that again.
Yeah. Cramp stuck on site. Trophy system not here, but survives through this MTEX. First tick in progress. Will be contested for a moment, but then immediately locked afterwards as Purge will drop. Just not coordinating the hit at all with Nero. Nero finally able to open up the door to try to get himself back in. Second tick of progress. Does get locked before Vegas can set up their rebreak attempt. So again, overall, mission complete here early for Thieves, and they still have the extra resource of the crews if they want it.
Yeah, you have 2 segments already complete. Unfortunately, Nasty falls off the map, trying to hit the side, little wall hop. Now all of LA trying to push out through that green fence, trying to attack at least through bottom blue. As Attach setting up the crossfires, only able to take down 1, but LA, they still have a lot of map control. They can get pushed out as they find 3 kills. Pause the game clock again at A.
Nero has to make a move. Down through bottom blue. Timing here is everything, and Kremp catches him on sprint. So now you've got progress happening on both zones simultaneously. Oh, but Attach does at least take down most of the defenders, or probably offensive players, over towards A. Gets on to clear, but they're going to have to make the call to chalk up B. So you're going to have a minute 50 on the clock, 20v20. Cruise missile at the ready if Thieves want to try to secure this offense.
Oh, Geo said that 0-8. Yeah, we need our AR players to make sure we're performing on a map like High Rise. It's not going to be easy to do as they find another 2-piece through the feed. Already falls in that time. As they're on A, as the first segment is about to get complete. They are just outpacing them right now. Vegas Legion are just caught off guard a majority of these gunfights as the second segment is about to get complete as well.
Attach cheeky angle. Able to clear off the A zone, but this has been super punishing, and there's still so much time available. Ghosty Nasty working through the bottom side of the map. Help on the other side from the duo of Kremp and Afro over towards blue. There's the crossing angle. Purge trying to fight back, but it's a rival 9 against Nasty, which he is, I'm sure, very pleased to have come away with that gunfight win. Nero follows up, reduces that hit from blue, so now all of a sudden Vegas start to feel like they can move up the map a bit.
Yeah, they got some control. You now have top heli. You also are pushed out towards B Street. Release setup depends onto 1 player. Purge, if you can find this kill, can make your job a lot easier. He finds that one onto Nasty. It's still a trade onto the point, but it's still Vegas Legion holding strong on their setup.
And I would have to think, if you're Thieves, you can find maybe 1 or 2 more kills and open up some space to hit back over towards A. That may be the premise of trying to call in this cruise missile and finding more progress, or even maybe the offensive win. Not the end of the world, though, if they try to hold on to it for an insurance card later, but Vegas are making life a bit difficult here. 10v11. Nasty sneaking his way up towards B alley, not going to work. Ghosty finessing over the backside of the site on A, and he gets a bit caught, still turns that into a kill onto Purge, pistol out, and no, doesn't predict the window that Nero pops through. But the trades are decent here. I mean, 23 seconds, 7v8, and Krep can make life miserable for Vegas off spawn, but can't find the kills. Now it's just down to the offensive players on the zone itself, and Purge will come out from behind, find a couple, and Nasty dropping means that Thieves will probably find no more success here offensively.
Yeah, but at least you got 4 segments done. You maintained a lot of map control as well. Vegas Legion could not put you in a trap that they wanted to. You kept the kills scattered, and that's already a great job as Vegas Legion are able to take the defense, but now you have to make up for it on this attacking round because you're down 4 segments. You cannot afford to get put in the blender again right off the rip, because then you're basically gifting the game to LAT. They also have a cruiser missile to work with as well. So if you are Vegas Legion, it has to start with the slaying, man. You have to be able to work your way out of the base by finding a couple kills, especially on a map like High Rise.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think maybe going a bit further than that, if you were to really think what a perfect round of offense would look like here from Vegas, maybe try to force LA to have to consider using the cruise missile on this defense, try to bait it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But it all starts with this break off. Geo, not the greatest start, but at least started to find a couple of kills late into that last defensive half. Ghosty, long range shots, decent, but it's a late nade from Attach that finds the kill. Afro over the top at Propane, not able to finish off Attach, so he will extend his life a little while longer. And look at the route from Vegas. They've gotten through A. Purge has worked his way all the way up to the front defensive windows.
Yeah, that's good and all, but your teammates now have to fight under their spawn still, and good thing that Nero and Geo combined for 2. Now you can stop the clock over at this 8 point. Simply stay alive. Watch out for that barrel. It will blow up.
I was going to say.
But it's still really behind enemy lines as well.
Yeah, it does get caught. As I said, that barrel's not going to feel like good cover if it starts to get shot at. Geo sliding over towards B, so the first tick of progress at A does get halted and largely depleted. Good focus here from Geo now on 3 in a row. Trophy system earned and immediately placed. And you've got Nero watching your back, so this could lead to not just a first tick of progress. There could be more following if you can find the kills, which they do.
Oh, and it's already an early investment from Afro for that cruise missile. We cannot give up these segments and not allow them to put us in a nice little trap, as Vegas Legion currently have a lot of map control. Purge can win this gunfight even better, but he does fall short to Krep. Pause that game clock again over towards this B point. Rest of all of Vegas Legion trying to attack up through the B street, but the nades, the tacks, the gunny, everything is hitting as LA find 3 in the feed. Now your last focus is where is Geo? You take care of him. All of Vegas Legion forced to hit the respawn.
Yeah, small silver linings though, right? You get the second tick of progress at B and you've pulled out the cruise missile, but the immediate action following has all favored that of the LA Thieves. 19v15, less than 30 on the clock, everything being watched. Attach would have to smoke Ghosty here, and he actually gets a little bit of help. Good teamwork play, and here we go. 3 members down. Nasty, the only one left standing, and he's over towards green. He really can't contest this B zone, and an extra 60 seconds could do wonders here for Vegas, especially considering how many players are already pushed forward on B.
Yeah, they're starting to bring this back. Great chain of 3 kills at a crucial moment. And now can you try to extend it? Big kill to take down Nasty. He's not going to put himself in a position to play for a couple of spawn kills. And you still have a lot of B street control. So Vegas Legion only down by 2 lives. You just got to maintain mid-map, and they're doing a great job of doing so.
Trades are decent. Nero stretching on in towards the zone. Here goes 3 dead. Uh-oh. Not like this. Wouldn't show up to have a cruise missile right here. Yeah, I'm telling you. Purge is going to sneak forward over towards the front windows again. Trophy system down at the exact right time as a lot of incoming defensive nades are on the way. Here comes the recontest through mid, and oh, that's almost a little bit too free. Purge a little late off this pinch, still finds 2, and that at least keeps this Thieves defense mostly restrained from moving too far forward.
Oh man, and Purge can't make a decision on what he wants to do. Do I continue to fly out or play for the spawn kills? And unfortunately, the decision is made for him as he falls. No more respawns now for Vegas Legion. Afro and Ghosty combined for 3, already into the spawn of Vegas.
Wow.
Narrows the final kill. He falls, and Vegas Legion had an opportunity right there. They had an opportunity. They found 3 to 4 kills. You spent them all to the respawn, but Purge plays the wrong angle. Like, if he plays from the front side of the window, watch them all break out through the front end, instead of letting everyone in his team fall, you probably stand a chance at walking away with that attacking round, but plays the 50-50, and it doesn't work out. I wonder if they made up for it in the segments as well. Did they tie it up at 4?
That's 4 right there, yeah.
Okay,
so I mean, the thing about it is this defense has to be perfect, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't let a single tick go over. And let's be honest, the end of that round was convincing from Thieves, so there very well may be a life deficit here. I mean, especially when you look over across the KDs and you're still looking at a 7 and 17 from Geo, it makes you think that Thieves hold a very significant life differential if we were to be tied in ticks at the end of this one.
That's your main focus. Keep them off the point and outslay the hell out of them if you are Vegas Legion to secure that defense.
Yeah.
But it's already LAT onto the point at B. Pausing the game clock. Afro finds some timing, at least onto Geo. He's not going to commit towards the gunfight. He's going to wait for one of his teammates to at least pick that one up off spawn. And that's exactly what's going to happen as Vegas Legion hold down the first push, only dropping 1 life. And now they have all the map control. LAT forced to break out.
Yeah, Nasty dropping from that top propane position means that Thieves, like you said, we're going to have to essentially fight out of spawn. They'll get through their windows, but they have to recreate some space. Purge tracks down Ghosty, bottom underground. Cramp looking for the trade. Denied. And okay, 27 plays 23. Thieves still kind of coming out of spawn very isolated. I mean, Nasty's in a 1v multiple, kind of the same situation for Afro. He very wisely waits for help, but it doesn't make a difference. Nero right there to at least keep this at least somewhat limited. Lots of damage from Attach, who's now again on 3 in a row, and then follow-up nades make sure that Thieves cannot exist on the A point.
They might be making up for this.
I agree.
But the way that they are putting him in this trap with only 28 seconds left, like, you have to get out, at least earn 1 segment if you want to guarantee that defense. They are making up for it in the slaying category. Attach is able to get Nasty 1 shot, but he is on a 4 streak, so he wants to play his life a little bit longer. If he can earn that cruise missile, it could potentially be GG, but the first segment does get complete at A. So LAT, they are going to have the defense if it does go to around number 5, but they're finding all the kills in the feed. They potentially might close this out.
Yeah, they very well may. Purge takes 1 member off the A zone. Off spawn, here comes Vegas in full force, just trying to re-hit this. They desperately do not want to see this thing end here. Last bit of progress needed. 1v1 from Afro secures the extra 60. Still a marginal life lead here, though, for Vegas. 15 plays up against 12. And there's not a lot of spawn presence to at least reduce this if you're Thieves. So they're going to have to rework out of spawn and refocus this hit towards B.
And they're doing a great job of doing so. They're winning all the gunfights up through B Street. And now you have Nasty underground, just cutting off this hop-up angle. As the teammates are able to get onto the point, all the Vegas cities have to find a way out in, and it has to be through the middle of the map. Nasty's going to get blessed for a free kill, but first segment is already going to be complete. Vegas Legion got to get a move on it.
Purge able to find 1 through the heli stairs and then a follow-up. Nice bounce back here from Purge at 22 and 24. But this round is far from over, friends. Attached deep towards Elevator Alley, able to find Nasty. Do they expect Crimp? They do. Good reduction on the play from Thieves. And now you're in a 10v7, 45 seconds to go. Maybe 1 more good attempt here if you're LA.
It starts by simply getting out of your base. All of Vegas Legion do not have control of blue, so you can sprint right up through the right side of the map if you decided to. But with only 30 seconds left, eventually someone has to work their way up through the point. It's potentially going to fall into the hands of Afro, who's trying to make the flank play with that MCW in hand. Finds the freebie. He's actually going to be in tac stance. You definitely don't want to do that, but finds that kill. The rest of his teammates fall. No more respawns for LA.
I mean, he's still holding this tac stance.
He's losing composure right now.
I mean, well, what are we doing? Pistol's out. He's like, I'll just take the pistol, brothers. Don't worry about it. Okay, finally gets the reset on the tac stance. Clock will stop at 15.2. 3v5 situation, but Purge again through the middle of the map is doing it all. Last 3 kills, I believe, go his way. So big bounce back respawn here for Purge. Gives Vegas a lifeline, but they're going to have to get it done on offense if they want to win this map.
Yeah, that's the way you got to get it done. It simply comes down to the slaying. You can't afford to go 3 to 4 dead right off the rip of the game. You had an opportunity to walk away with your previous attacking round. Just 1 misplay. But like you said, Purge ending that round on a little bit of a streak. Could potentially earn himself a cruise missile. But I think if you're Vegas Legion, try to catch him off guard with something, you know? Like, we've seen a couple teams go strictly over towards A, spam those trophy systems, because a lot of players, a lot of teams put a lot of pressure over towards that B Street. Maybe a different kind of play call right here off the round 5 might get it done for you.
May also depend on how much they want to try to set up Purge for more, or what kind of trophy systems you have. It's going to be a 2-2 split here offensively. Afro stun check, not going to hit anything as the bottom blue playthrough has already come out. Cramp looking to get aggressive. Geo's in position for this. Doesn't matter. Cramp able to scout him out. Follow up here. Vegas looking for the trade. And whoa, Cramp's going to take that one as well. Nero must have been low. And Cramp is still alive. How has he managed to keep his life for this long? Finally, Attach reduces the kill, but problem is that first tick of progress has not been completed, and Thieves are all over this defensively.
Yeah, now you got to get out of spawn again if you are Vegas Legion. You have top heli control. You currently have all of B Street if you are LA. It's going to be very difficult for Vegas to try to wake their way out. Nasty and Crep combine for a double, make it a triple. Everyone from Vegas Legion trapped behind enemy line. And this is tough. As Ghosty finds 3 with 1 clip. Those are great shots.
Absolutely destroys any hope that Vegas has. stuns, nades, all fine, but you've got 30 seconds and you're down 7 lives and you still have Thieves members just in the nastiest of positions. Yep, I mean, everyone's gonna be good for 2. Ghosty off of his cruise missile says, why not? Get the information, see where Vegas is trying to hit. You still have Afro playing forward to make sure no one comes out of spawn with much safety, but kills do come through. Vegas with a little bit of focus can pause the clock. This would still be heroic as ever.
Yeah, this would be a miracle if they walk away with this round. Currently down by 7 lives, but you have to try to make up for it with pressure over towards B. Nasty finds the first kill. Nasty on the flank finds a second. Great shots, and that might just be enough to call game.
Yeah, Afro up the ladder. Nearly puts it away there. Only one more player to fight, and that's Purge. Wow. I mean, that's 2 out of 3 dominant defenses from LA. Flat out. Making them feel it there near the end as well with a couple of follow-up eliminations. So, huge. I mean, we talk about control. It has not necessarily been pretty for the side of LA, but that was one hell of a way to kind of reestablish some favor.
Oh, yeah. 0-4 in this stage, and finally you get one underneath your belt. They dominated on that defensive end. I knew Vegas Legion, they struggled on their attacking rounds, just simply keeping up with the slaying, but multiple times where they just go 3 to 4 dead, you're gifting it to LAT to put them in that headlock of a setup. You're holding top propane, you're holding B Street, you're holding top heli. There's no way in hell Vegas Legion are going to be able to get out. And that's what it simply came down to. Attach is the only one to go positive for Vegas Legion. Somehow, someway, he always figures out a way to do that. 6,500 damage, 24 non-traded kills. But it was all about the ARs on the opposing side. Kremp and Ghosty just take over in map number 3. Now they're up 2-1.
Huge stuff. And that's massive, because not only do you see good AR gameplay come through, but let's be candid, Afro had a couple of good moments with the Rival 9 in hand, and he's going to need to keep that up because, you know, just kind of teasing you all, it's going to be Rio Hardpoint next. But here's the thing, you know, when we were looking at this setup, we figured that both teams were going to have a lot of success defensively. That's been kind of categorically where they've really shined, but this was different from Thieves because it wasn't just making sure Vegas weren't having chances at getting any tick progression, they were also completely dominating them right off the get-go. The breakoffs looked so clean.
And the crazy thing for LA, this is a map that they weren't really familiar with. They played this in the beginning of the year twice, and then they took 2 months before they played it again. They did lose a round 5 to Miami, but you getting all that practice in on the back end, you're going to know the little things that we need to fix to get better at control. Now they can add this one to the playbook, because if you can allow your ARs to get set up the way that they were, consistently putting them in traps, earning cruise missiles left and right, yeah, we're going to start putting this one definitely into our series. But now you're going into a Rio HP where we've only seen LAT play it once, and it was versus one of the best Rio HP teams that we have in the game in Optic, Texas. They got blown out of the water. And on the opposite side for Vegas Legion, this is one of their bread and butter maps. This is one of those maps where you can allow Nero to really be who he wants to be.
Absolutely. And it's another one of those maps that you look at and you look at the statistics overall, and we go back to the same kind of points that we were talking about when we were looking at the invasion. Rotation percentage, not particularly great for the side of LA. However, when we have seen Vegas play this map, they haven't been just great on rotating. They've also been doing a nice job of making sure that turns into some good time as well. So that's kind of the big key here overall. And then just to kind of add insult to injury here, Vegas also happened to rank in the top 2 when it comes to breaking. So they're really getting it done in this map, and a lot of it I think has been because you've seen Geo added into the mix. The versatility's been super noted upon, and he's really performed well on this map in particular.
Yeah, they're just consistent on their hard points. You talk about the fundamental play, like being early over towards a hill, setting up proper breaks, and holding down for good time. They get it all done on a map like Rio, so that has done wonders for this Vegas Legion roster. And now you need this Rio HP to even force a game number 5. And I just think, like, the way that this one's set up, obviously for LAT, it was a struggle. It was a struggle on this map the first time that they played it. All their stats are one of the worst in the league, but they've only played it once. So you have a time to right those wrongs, and I think it's really going to fall into the hands of what Afro can get done, because when he's on with that SMG, he has that takeover ability to call game right here at map 4.
Here's the fun statistic. And again, sample size is 1, so just go with me on this one.
Okay.
The hold percentage for LA, 100% successful.
Wow. Okay.
How many hold opportunities have they had, Jay?
1.
Just one. Just one.
Okay. All right. So it's one hill they're really good at. We need to figure it out which one it is, because that's the one that they're going to be relying on heavy.
Absolutely. Need to rotate better. That's the simple layman's terms of what we're trying to say here if you're LA Thieves. Again, they've only played it one time, so I'm so glad we got that graphic too. First and hold percentage, but they've literally only had one opportunity to hold a hard point. They have had 6 different break attempts, and they have broken the hard point zero times. Yeah. So you gotta rotate better here if you're Thieves.
Yeah, it's just gotta be overall better in every single category. Probably not the holds, because you're the best at doing that, but based off of the hard points in Miami, it was Dan Ghosty who was a man on a mission, 1.6. So can he try to do that again on a map like Rio with that AR in hand?
Yes, sir.
Definitely can get the job done.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Thieves gonna get into the hard point first. Vegas just trying to hit both Esky sides kind of simultaneously here. And another test to see if Purge with this SMG roll swap can really help light up this Vegas squad. And so far, so good. Every single kill goes their way, including the one on the outside. That is a 4-man down situation off the break off.
Perfect start if you are Vegas Legion. Now let's see if LAT can change that breaking percentage right here, right now. As they find a break in towards P1. Already great stuff from Ghosty. He whips out the Rival 9. He said, I can do it with the AR and the SMG. Great plays from him as all of LA, they're starting to get aggressive up through the middle of the map. They're trying to force Vegas Legion behind them, and at least they're coming out on trades for now, but those plays from Vegas Legion spawning behind enemy lines are going to be able to set up a couple crossfires over towards the next hill.
I mean, this is Vegas spawning everywhere, but Kremp, whoa.
Hello?
Oh, door pop sound. Yeah, he didn't quite track down where the kill was coming from. Now he's going to get isolated by Nero. A moment there where Kremp almost slipped through to be a huge problem for this setup at Market. Ghosty, he's got caught again. I mean, Vegas just spawned literally in all 4 corners of the map. That's so tough to predict if you're Thieves, and they eventually will get taken advantage of.
Yeah, with only 40 seconds left at this P2. Now all of LA are going to spawn out towards the back end. Gonna force to break in from the front. You do have Ghosty with that SMG setting up. Actually, with an MCW, hits a super route on the flank. At least finds 1 kill while the rest of the team is trying to apply the pressure through the front, but they all get cut down. Great hold so far from Vegas Legion. They're gonna walk away with this full 60.
And a great start for Purge. Now on 4.
Hello.
Oh, almost clean shots to find number 5, but Nasty gets the elimination. And with that, Thieves will have 3 members set up over towards New, but they're struggling to get themselves in the right position. I mean, you had all 3 members that were on the backside of this hard point kind of holding hands. What are you watching? I'm watching the same thing. No, what are you watching? And now finally they get into a position where they're holding from the back of the hard point. So Vegas is going to get a lot of freedom for this setup to move forward. Just comes down to, can they find the opening kills? Geo good for the first. You've got 1 player moving around the back, and Vegas are going to try to hit this from all sides, but it's picked up nicely by the Thieves.
Yeah, this is perfect for the Thieves. You have a player puts out towards bridge. You know that all of Vegas Legion are going to decide to push through the back end so they can try to flip those spawns. But they read that first push beautifully. Eventually, Vegas Legion breaking through the bridge side. Attack up close and personal with the FCW. Wins another nasty gunfight. Now you set up Kremp to find a double through top mid. Ghosty again with that SMG. He's just whipping it out left and right. For some of these hills, you know, for the P3s, for the P1s, he's probably going to be the 3rd SMG, and he's making it grow.
Good game so far. Tied up at 57 apiece. Nice gunshot win from Ghosty. And that will completely eliminate Legion from having an opportunity to rotate unless Nero can do something to really make a mess of this setup from the Thieves. Ghosty still on the pinch, completely overwhelmed. Still though, Kremp alive on 4 in a row, taken down from the heady, and that's enough for Vegas with the quick reinforcements to break back through. And you've got a tactic playing over for some garage control. This is pretty decent when it comes to Vegas on their break.
Yeah, this is a perfect setup, but that big nade taking down Purge from boxes might force a couple players from Vegas Legion now put their focus on that position. Now all of LA just trying to bombard their way through the bottom of the garage, but Geo makes them pay for it as he finds a double. It's still Vegas Legion holding on with such a very intense setup. Everyone else spawn is just, where do I gotta go? Where do I gotta fill? And they're making it work.
Holding on by a thread, it feels like at times. Nasty off the regen, just too many things to worry about. And once again, the trends, the patterns in the kill feed continue to lean over towards Vegas. 3 for 2s here, 4 for 3s there. It's just marginal moments, but it's leading to some significant time here on the scrap of P4. Purge still clearing out more. Ghosty's tagged up. They're on the hunt for him, and he is absolutely stuck behind the dumpster. So great moment here from Vegas. They have our first big lead here in the game.
Yeah, up by 36 points. Now you're forced to find a break in towards the next B5, and big kill knowing that Ghosty's still going to spawn behind you. Isolating him and now putting that pressure over towards the hill. Great shots from Purge. You have more ammo. He's going to get that one for free, but the break is going to be instant. All you have to do is take care of Nasty, and all this hill time is going to be yours.
Attach stepping in. Trophy keeping him safe for now. The Thieves working on a bit of a setup, not just from the front, but you've also got Nasty taking a long pinch around the back. He doesn't quite convert it as of yet, but again, he's just making sure Vegas do not feel comfortable coming off of spawn. So just when you thought Vegas had some daylight growing, Thieves right back in the mix. 20 seconds to fight for, and with these routes off spawn, Vegas look that they're going to concede it to play for some P1 control.
Yeah, they're just going to try to contest, or at least take top mid control. You still have a couple players contesting towards the old hill. Purge and a one-on-one is not able to win it. Ghosty gets a little bit of assistance there in that gunfight, but very close hard point, just like it was in map number 1. Ghosty up close and personal with that MCW, makes attach pay for it, and it's going to be LAT early on, off the rotation, properly set up for P1 as they're going to take the lead.
Great stretch here from the Thieves. Lots of control surrounding this hard point. Kremp just making sure no one comes out from behind. Now with the spawn from Afro, Thieves will 100% know that if Vegas are going to break, it has to be purely from the front. Moment of contest, topside vending. Nasty cut in the corner. Purge just dives on into the hard point. Doesn't have a lot of support, but at least Gio's there to keep this only to 2 Thieves members remaining. 30 seconds on the clock here, and Vegas need to make a decision. Do you want to play for the rotation or play for the old time? And Gio makes that decision a bit easier as he finalizes the first 2 kills.
Yeah, it's a big 2-piece out of Gio because he's the only guy still alive over towards Soda. The fact he's able to walk away with 2 leads to the break for Vegas Legion, and now you're going to be able to take the lead right on back if you can walk away with this remaining P1 time. But LAT, they're not giving that stuff up for free. They are contesting that one all the way down to the very end, keeping that lead in their favor. And now Nasty whips out the SMG, trying to be a nuisance behind enemy lines. He finds a double, and this is going to be a rotation won by LA.
All right, well, we talked about it. They've had 1 hold opportunity, and it's perfect. Last time they played the map. Let's see how we listen in with LA Thieves if they can hold on to this hard point as well.
I'll go pinch. Stay alive, nice. We're missing one. Get up time. I'm gonna it. I'm on mid. I have all long. I don't see short purging weak. Short purging weak. We're missing attach. One short purge. I was telling them. And mid-cut. I'll give me cut. Mid-cut, did you do double there? Nice, good shit. First guy's zero. Bro, when you spawn. I'm rotating left. Windy. First over to all going on. Nothing new. Promise you. Nothing new at all. So I'm out first. Alright, 2 on 1. Gio's sprinting up the right, bro. I'm holding back with you. I'm in the window, okay? I'll get up. I'll hold it back with you, Kyle. I send it. They go garage on one shot. They got wallbang. He's in garage. I'm in the close right angle. I'm in the back for you. I was just funny. Yeah, funny. I have the back. I have the back. They're going blue. Eski's 2. Nothing in the back. One Eski dead. I got Cash, come on, Cash. I need Cash. I'm slow down. Blue attack. 2 on back. How did he spawn? Okay, it's all good. There's 2 arcades. Take time, we're good. No, I'm cramming the deep right heading. We can go right. Yeah, I'm gonna be you. He's gonna pick you. Watch out. He is you. I can jump for you. Don't force. I'm hitting him. I don't see him. Do that. I need the car. The right hitty. I'm ironing it. I'm a jump.
Well, it is just sequential hill after sequential hill from the Thieves from 5 to 1 into the opening time, and maybe more so between 2 and 3, but a critical break from Vegas. 5 in a row from attach. Maybe a lifeline here for Legion to get back into this game.
Maybe it is, but you have to get past the SMGs on LAT because I'm pretty sure everyone has whipped one out at a point in this game, as they're just trying to be aggressive as hell on Rio HP. They're going to walk away with at least that final couple of seconds over towards P3, but it's all about the pinch setup from Vegas Legion. You see, they waited for that hill to be done, so their position was not going to be known, so they can now flood everyone through the box corner.
Trade over the top. Kremp still in position. He was here last time and absolutely ruined the hopes and dreams of Vegas. Looking to kind of reprise that. Well done for the first. Watts I mean, off of a bullet worth of health. Ghosty on the other side is also getting it done. 5 in a row for Ghosty. 4 in a row for Kremp. And all of a sudden, it looks like green pastures here for Thieves. They can hold on to the remaining time.
Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult break to even get on in if you are Vegas Legion, because you have to use your attacks to blow up those trophy systems. Unfortunately, not using the teenager teammates. That's instantly 2 dead, and LAT with only 20 seconds remaining on this hill just continue to stay aggressive up through the ramp, not even allowing Vegas Legion to get close. They can win it here.
Absolutely can. Numbers for Vegas from the front, though, starting to be amassed. Nasty last one left, and he's just too weak to hold on to the hard point. But Kremp fully healthy. Maybe thinking about some last heroics there, but we'll see another hard point. Purge Afro, the first two that are here. Opening shots from Purge takes care of Ghosty. He's gonna have to find more than that though, as Afro's able to convert onto one long-range shots to Geo. Doesn't necessarily need him, but it's from behind. Attach finding a double, and that's gonna immediately call Kremp to pull out a cruise missile here. There's really no one from Thieves who can follow up off of this immediately. Just comes down to how many kills they can get, and they'll at least take Attach out of the hard point.
And keep in mind, you also had Afro spawn on a free pitch, so he's gonna come behind enemy lines,
There
basically call a game, and that's gonna be a GG.
Wow, unreal stuff, man. Got really fiery, especially as we jumped into that listening, and there's that passion, there's that energy. Ghosty and Kremp again, they're former teammates back at the beginning of Modern Warfare 2. Rejoin now once again, and Nasty and Afro look over and are smiles to see them pop off together.
Oh, they're feeling good, man. They're feeling good. Another W underneath the belt of LAT. Another hard point win underneath the belt for LAT. But this time, the difference maker was the control victory. As they were sitting 0-4 in this stage, you walk away with that. You're going to a Rio HP where everyone is counting you guys out. But when you're whipping out 4 SMGs and staying consistently aggressive up through the middle of the map, everywhere around the map, that's what gets it done on the Rio HP to close this series out in 4. They're just getting better and better every time I watch them play, man. Obviously, versus the top teams, it's going to be tough because you're still a very young roster. They're going to be well polished, but when they're playing against these lower echelon teams, not the top 4, they're keeping it really, really close. This time, it doesn't have to go to 5 as LAT are the victorious squad at the end of this one.
Yeah, I'll be really curious to see what total eliminations Attached end with. I mean, he was frying every single map.
Yeah.
And definitely was one of the reasons why Vegas found so much success, not just on the opening hard point, but also kept themselves in it on the control. And you can even argue again, also here on the Rio Hardpoint, but 250, 173, and I think the indication of 2 players dropping out of the lobby early gives you all you need to know about how they felt about how that series should have gone. So good stuff from the Thieves, man. Again, it keeps them in the hunt here for not just an upper bracket, but if you can take not just this series, obviously, but maybe the 1 or 2 more of your remaining matches, you could be putting yourself in a pretty favorable seat as well going into Miami.
Yeah, you're feeling good, man. Obviously, for LAT, the beginning of the year wasn't the best. You were one of the worst hardpoint teams, not the one of the worst, literally the worst hardpoint team in the game. But you make the roster change for 2 players. You bring in Nasty and Kremp, and they have just been making stuff happen for this roster. That's now 3 hardpoint victories on the stage. Finally, they get their first control victory, and also 3 victories overall as a squad. Looking good, potentially going into Miami.
Yeah, and I think just kind of reflecting back on it, just to kind of throw the analyst hat on for a moment, I mean, even the Invasion Hardpoint, very winnable for LA. I think there's a lot you could look at and say,